The stadium lights were blinding, but every eye was locked on the rookie in brown and orange. The clock read 7:12 in the first quarter, and the ball was in his hands for the very first time. No warm-up drive, no easing into the moment. Shedeur Sanders stepped under center like he'd been here 1,000 times before. The snap cracked through the air. Sanders faked the handoff, rolled right, and with a flick so quick you could miss it if you blinked, he launched a 30-yard dart, threading it between 3 defenders like he was guiding it with his mind. The crowd didn't just cheer. They erupted, a sound so loud it rattled through the broadcast microphones. Commentators froze mid-sentence, unsure whether to shout or simply let the noise tell the story. On the sideline, even the veterans exchanged wide-eyed glances. In that instant, you could feel the shift. This wasn't just a preseason game anymore. This was the first spark of something bigger. Phones lit up, social feeds flooded, and, across America, people who hadn't planned to watch a single snap found themselves glued to the screen. A debut had just become a moment in sports history. By the time the final whistle blew, the numbers coming out of the broadcast truck didn't make sense. At first, producers thought they were looking at a glitch, but it wasn't a glitch. It was history. 18.7 million people, yes, million, had tuned in to watch a meaningless preseason game in August. That's more than several regular season primetime matchups from last year, more than certain playoff games, more than anyone thought possible for a debut that technically didn't even count. Inside network headquarters, executives were texting in all caps. Veteran producers with decades of experience were shaking their heads. "I've never seen anything like this," one insider reportedly said. "We're witnessing a ratings earthquake." And this wasn't just a Cleveland thing. Demographics showed a nationwide surge, from teenagers in California to retirees in Florida to international viewers who normally couldn't care less about preseason football. Young fans who usually skip August games were locked in. Casual viewers who only watch in January were watching every snap. Sports bars in cities far from Ohio were packed as if it were the playoffs. Airports had crowds gathering around TVs. Social media timelines turned into a one-man highlight reel. It wasn't just that Shedeur Sanders played well. It was that everyone, everywhere, felt like they had to see it for themselves. And once they did, they couldn't look away. This wasn't hype anymore. This was a phenomenon, the kind you can't manufacture, only witness. From the opening possession, Sanders didn't look like a rookie. He looked like the main event. The Browns got the ball at their own 25, and the stadium's energy instantly shifted. You could feel 60,000 people leaning forward in unison. First snap, a clean play-action fake, rolled to the right. His eyes scanned the field once, then a laser shot down the sideline to a tightly covered receiver. 30 yards, right on the money. The kind of throw that forces defenders to just glance at each other, as if to say, "Did that really just happen?" The second drive was a masterclass. 7 plays, 75 yards. Sanders mixed quick slants with precision sideline outs, forcing the defense to backpedal. Then came the dagger, a perfectly arced 18-yard touchdown pass dropped right over the corner's shoulder into the breadbasket of his receiver. The stadium shook like it was January, not August. Even when he wasn't throwing, the control was obvious. Pocket collapsing. He slid effortlessly, eyes never leaving downfield. Blitz coming. Ball out in 2.3 seconds. Impossible to sack. By halftime, he was 15 for 17 with 2 touchdowns, and the social media clips were already everywhere. Twitter was running out of fresh captions. Instagram stories were looping the same throw over and over. Every snap felt like a highlight, and every highlight felt like a statement. This wasn't just a good start. It was the kind of first impression that rewrites expectations for everything that comes next. Most rookies arrive in the NFL hoping to blend in, to earn quiet respect before anyone notices. Shedeur Sanders did the opposite, and somehow it didn't feel forced. He didn't just play quarterback. He owned the stage from the moment he stepped onto it. Physically, the tools are obvious. His throwing motion is pure efficiency. No wasted motion, no extra wind-up, just a smooth release that somehow produces missiles. His ball placement? Surgical. Receivers don't just catch passes from Sanders, they catch them in stride, in space, with defenders powerless to intervene. But it's the mental side that sets him apart. He processes defenses faster than they can adjust. 2.3 seconds from snap to release means blitz packages become useless, and disguised coverages get exposed before they're even fully set. Then there's the presence. He has what veterans call it, that unshakable calm that makes the huddle feel safe, even when the game isn't. At 22, he's already commanding veteran linemen like he's been leading them for years. And just like his father, Coach Prime, Sanders understands the game beyond the field. He knows how to own a camera shot, deliver a quote that sticks, and turn a single highlight into a viral storm. He isn't chasing the spotlight. The spotlight is chasing him. That rare blend, elite skill, fast brain, magnetic personality, is why Shedeur Sanders isn't just another promising quarterback. He's the type who can bend the entire sport around him. The moment Sanders' first touchdown hit the broadcast, the internet went into overdrive. Twitter, or X, depending on who you ask, erupted with 4.7 million posts in just 3 hours. To put that in perspective, last year's conference, championship games didn't even hit 3 million. Instagram flooded with slow-motion replays. ESPN's post of his debut touchdown shattered their engagement record, pulling in millions of likes before halftime. TikTok? Forget it. Creators scrapped their planned videos and pivoted entirely to Sanders content, from breakdowns of his mechanics to comedy skits about defenders trying to stop him. YouTube channels that typically covered broad NFL topics suddenly went all in on Shedeur. One highlight reel cracked 20 million views in under half a day. Algorithms across platforms started serving Sanders clips to people who didn't even follow sports, and they watched, then shared, then asked, "Who is this guy?" The phenomenon fed on itself. More views meant more visibility meant more curiosity, and more curiosity meant more people tuning in. Within hours, Sanders wasn't just a football story. He was the trending topic on every major platform, a digital takeover that no PR team could ever manufacture. What happened on the field that night was incredible, but what happened off the field might be even bigger. Within 48 hours of Sanders' debut, Browns' ticket sales exploded. Season pass inquiries jumped 800%, and single-game seats for his next appearance sold out faster than playoff tickets. Merchandise? Gone. Jerseys with his number vanished from shelves in hours. Online orders poured in so fast that suppliers admitted they couldn't keep up. Hats, shirts, hoodies, if it had Sanders' name or number, it was on back order. Resellers started listing jerseys at triple retail, and fans were actually paying it. Corporate America noticed too. Major brands that had been circling the NFL for years suddenly zeroed in on Sanders. Sports apparel giants reportedly opened bidding wars for exclusive rights. Automotive companies pitched custom campaigns. Tech firms discussed co-branded product launches. Early projections suggest Sanders could clear over $50 million annually in endorsements, shattering rookie records across all sports. And the ripple effect didn't stop with him. Cleveland's downtown businesses felt the surge immediately. Hotels filled up, restaurants expanded hours, bars stocked extra kegs for game nights. The city's tourism board quietly started drafting Sanders weekend packages. One Browns executive put it bluntly, "This isn't just a player, this is an economy," and that economy was just getting started. Behind closed doors, the league was scrambling. Sanders' debut hadn't just broken viewership records, it had broken the NFL's usual playbook. Schedulers, network executives, and marketing teams were suddenly asking the same question. How do we get him in front of as many eyeballs as possible? Talks of flexing Browns games into primetime started before the preseason even ended. Monday Night Football producers were already mapping hypothetical matchups. Sunday regional broadcasts? Forget it. Sanders was now a national draw regardless of the opponent. On the football side, defensive coordinators were in emergency meetings. Traditional blitzes weren't working. Zone disguises failed. One coach admitted, "We've got to rethink the way we play defense because nothing we've tried works on him." Even rival front offices felt the sting. 31 teams had passed on Sanders in the draft, some more than once. Now, their owners were asking uncomfortable questions. How did we miss this? For the NFL, this was both a blessing and a logistical headache. Sanders was a ratings goldmine, but his sudden dominance meant the league's usual structures, from game scheduling to defensive strategies, were already obsolete. And that kind of disruption doesn't happen often. Shedeur Sanders isn't just reshaping football. He's rewriting what it means to be a sports star in the modern era. His reach extends far beyond the field into fashion, music, and everyday pop culture. Fans aren't just wearing his jersey. They're imitating his walk, quoting his interviews, and turning his pregame outfits into viral TikTok trends. Like his father, Coach Prime, Sanders understands the art of presence. He knows when to flash a smile, when to drop a one-liner, and when to let the silence speak for itself. But unlike most rookies, he's pairing that charisma with elite, undeniable performance, so the style never feels empty. He's become a role model almost overnight. Youth football sign-ups in Cleveland have surged. High school players across the country are tagging him in highlight reels, hoping for a repost. Even non-football fans are tuning in, drawn by the magnetism of his personality. Sanders has turned Browns games into cultural events, not just sports broadcasts. From celebrity appearances in the stands to trending hashtags after every game, he's bringing football into spaces it hasn't reached in years, and in doing so, he's proving he's not just part of the NFL story. He is the story. If 18.7 million people watched Sanders in a preseason game, what happens when the stakes are real? Imagine Week 1, national broadcast, prime time, every sports bar in America packed. The ratings could crush regular season records before he's even played a playoff snap. And the postseason? That's where the numbers could turn outrageous. A Sanders-led Browns in the playoffs would be must-see TV for fans and casual viewers alike. If he reaches the Super Bowl, industry insiders believe it could become the most-watched television event in U.S. history, not just in sports, but ever. Off the field, the momentum shows no signs of slowing. Endorsement deals will stack higher. Merch will keep selling out. Cities hosting Browns games will see hotel prices spike and tourism surge. And with every performance, Sanders' influence will grow beyond football, shaping culture, media, and even the way the league operates. The scary part? He's only just begun. No wear and tear, no film library for defenses to exploit, no signs of slowing down. Right now, the question isn't whether Shedeur Sanders will change the NFL. The question is just how far and how fast he'll take it. And the ride is only getting started.